Good morning, students. In last class already we are completed about force acting on a moving charged particle in magnetic field. For that one, we got one notation, that is F value is equal to Q into V into B sine theta. Like that one notation already we are represented, where theta is we are represented as angle between velocity and that magnetic conduction or magnetic field. Like that we are informed in last class. In vector form also we are informed one thing, F bar is equal to Q into V bar cross B bar. Like that we are represented. So after completion of that, now I want to start in this class about a few topics. One is Lorentz force, and after completion of this Lorentz force, I want to discuss about cyclotron also. Okay, what is the thing? Lorentz force and cyclotron. In this class, we are ready to discuss. First, we will go through this Lorentz force. See, Lorentz force means here in case of Lorentz force, both two things we are taking. Okay, the total force experienced by a charged particle in a region where both electric and magnetic fields are present is called Lorentz force. Means in this condition, okay, both magnetic fields and electric fields are also considerable. In that condition, how much force will be present we want to find out. See students, if a charge Q is present, the charge Q is present in a given electric field means we people know F value is equal to Q into E. Is it clear? Now I am mentioning here the total force experienced by a charged particle moving in a region where both electric and magnetic fields are present is called Lorentz force. In this condition, how many fields were taken? Both the fields, one is electric and magnetic fields were taken. So charge is in electric field means it experiences some force. That force value is equal to F is equal to Q into E. We know very well. Okay, in vector form, this is force due to electric field. F bar is equal to Q into E bar. Like that we will represent. Is it clear, students? So this force is in which direction? In case of electric field, force and electric fields are present in same direction. Both are not depends on which one velocity of the charge. Okay, on what factor it is not depends? It is not depends on velocity of the charged particle. Now, but if suppose a charged particle is moving in magnetic field means compulsory that one will be depends on velocity and that magnetic fields also. So in case of magnetic fields, force developed is I am represented as here Fm bar. Like that Fm bar is equal to Q into V bar cross B bar I am mentioning. So this force is acts perpendicular to the plane of V bar and B bar and depends on the velocity V bar of the charge. Then the total force or Lorentz force is represented as here total force F is equal to, we can taken as a summation of force in electric field and force in magnetic field. So force in electric field value is, we know, Q into E bar. Force in magnetic field is Q into V bar cross B bar. So now mention like this, F bar is equal to Fe bar plus Fm bar. So F bar is equal to Q into E bar plus Q into V bar plus V bar cross B bar. Okay students, Q into V bar cross B bar, that is the correct notation. So therefore F bar is equal to Q into E bar plus V bar cross B bar. Like that we can represent. This is the, we are calling as a Lorentz force. What is the thing, students? Lorentz force. So after completion of this Lorentz force, now I want to start about which one? Cyclotron. See students, here I am representing one diagram. Actually this is a rough diagram about a cyclotron. Okay, for what purpose this cyclotron is useful means, actually cyclotron is useful to accelerate a charged particles. Okay, like protons, deuterons or alpha particles. For accelerating protons, deuterons and alpha particles, this cyclotron is useful up to very high energies. Is it clear, students? What is the principle behind in this one? In this one small principle is there. In that one we can pass a moderate electric field a number of times. Okay, we can pass a which one moderate electric field number of times. Okay, in case of this cyclotron condition. So just once observe this rough diagram, students. Here I am introducing here two strong magnetic poles. For example, this is a strong electromagnet, this is another strong electromagnet, this is having north pole here, this one is a south pole. In between these two, just I am here representing, this is one small disk is present. This small disk is just present in a capital D shape. So this is also one more disk is there. This is also in which shape? Capital D shape. So these two are we are named as D's. D in terms of D's we will represent. Those are named as D1 and D2. These two are separated by small distance. In between these two, we are introducing one high frequency oscillator. Which one we are introducing here? High frequency oscillator is introducing. Okay, here in between these D's, when a charged particle is present, means impact of these strong electromagnets, this electric field will be applying perpendicular to that one. So here charged particle is ready to accelerates, and then that one will be rotates into the circular path. Okay, and finally that accelerated charged particle comes out through a small window W and touches this target like this. This is the rough information about which one cyclotron, students. What is the thing? Cyclotron. Actually, these cyclotrons are used to study the structure of the given atoms or given molecules, and also it is also useful in hospitals for diagnosis or curing some diagnosis also. This cyclotron easily we can useful. Is it clear, students? So just a few points in the case of theory we will discuss. Now only I informed one thing here. Strong electromagnetic field is applied normal to the charged particle, such as maybe that is a proton, okay, or otherwise deuteron or alpha particle. Okay, in that condition what will happen? The charged particle compulsory moves in a circular paths. In circular paths it is moving means, students, which type of forces we may observe centripetal force also. So in this condition I am taken centripetal force F is equal to F, like that. Centripetal force we can able to represent like this, mv square by r. Actually we know force acting on a charged particle is we are taking as okay, QVB sin 90 degrees. Here perpendicularly we are applying, so then here theta is becomes 90 degrees, so this one is becomes QVB. Both sides we cancel, students. Now mv by r is equal to qb also we can find. Then radius of that circular path is represented as mv divided by qb. Mv divided by qb, like this we are finded which one? Radius. Is it clear, students? And then after getting the radius notation, next we are ready to discussing about time period conditions and frequency conditions. We know very well, students, one thing. Initially we have one logic. What is the thing? We have one relation between the linear velocity and angular velocity. So what is the general relation? V is equal to r omega. We people know. So V is equal to r into, instead of omega we have one standard formula 2 pi by t. So then t value is equal to, on cross multiplications, 2 pi r by v. So that only I am taking t is equal to 2 pi r divided by v. So t is equal to 2 pi by v. Separately I am taking, just we know, students, r value is now only find out, that's value is equal to mv divided by qb. So therefore time period t is equal to 2 pi m divided by qb, like that we are represented. So after completion of this we want to discuss about frequency. And one more thing, we have one fundamental relation. Frequency and time period always reciprocals to each other. Frequency and time period always reciprocals to each other means f is equal to frequency means 1 by time period or 1 by capital T. Then this equation we can able to written as qb divided by 2 pi m. What is the relation we are finding? qb divided by 2 pi m, like this we are getting. This is the simple, okay, explanation or theory concept involved in cyclotron. Okay, in cyclotron what will happen, students? Continuously that charged particle will be accelerates and moving in between two D's, and getting a circular path having radius small r, and also having a time periods for that one, and also having a frequencies also. Okay, after finding all these relations, we want to go for some maximum kinetic energy concept. Which one we want to discuss? Maximum kinetic energy. For getting a maximum kinetic energy, that charged particles must and should gains maximum velocity. That maximum velocity I am representing as v naught. See students, now only I informed one thing, charged particle having maximum velocity, that maximum velocity I am represented as V naught at the edge of the disc. So here also by taking centripetal force concepts, so mv naught square by r naught is equal to qv naught by b, we will get it. So reason is we know v naught is equal to qb r naught by m also we can able to write. So just on cross multiplications and simplifications we will get mv naught square is equal to qv naught b r naught also. We know the thing students, the maximum kinetic energy I am taken as let k naught I am represented. K naught value is equal to half m v naught square also. Then k naught value is equal to half into, here instead of m v naught square, what is the value? Q into v naught b into r naught. So half into q as is we are represented. We have v naught value, that is how much is there? Q b r naught divided by m. So this one we are substituted into b into r naught. Finally k naught value is equal to, here we can find it as q square b square r naught square divided by 2m. Is it clear students? This is about maximum kinetic energy attained, okay, for charged particle in between the D's present in a cyclotron. So next we will discuss about a few applications or few uses about these cyclotron. So to study the resulting nuclear reactions and nuclear structures, cyclotron is used. It is used to produce radioactive isotopes also, and used in hospitals for diagnosis and treatment, used in implant ions in solid, modify their properties, or even synthesis new materials. These are the things we can able to discuss. So limitations and remaining topics in next class we will discuss it students. Okay, thank you.